So anyway, I was making the YouTube video the other day, and this guy, you would never believe it. Man, I need some kind of table. Dang it. Hello and welcome. If you have a pool and you spend any amount of time out in it, you probably get thirsty. When you're thirsty and you want to swim, it doesn't really mix because where do you set your cup? If you're like me and my family, we wanted somewhere to set our cup. We didn't have anything. We looked it up, tried to find anything we can find that you could buy right off the shelf and put on the edge of your pool that wouldn't damage it. There wasn't anything. So I came up with this idea. If you stick around, I'll show you how I made it.
Smash Engineering.
All right, so we're going to drive to our local home improvement store. We need to pick up PVC, probably 2 sticks of PVC, and 4 corner pieces, a T-piece, and something to use at the bottom of the piece that's going to be sitting in the sand. You'll see what I mean later. But we did lose some footage here, so this is about the best we can do footage-wise. But anyway, you just head to your store, go to your plumbing aisle, and pick up some PVC. Depending on the size of table you want, you'll mark your rectangle out. And when you get whatever layout you want, you're going to cut those. I use a circular saw. You can use whatever. I use a circular saw because it's quick. It's probably not the right way to do it, but it's not really the wrong way to do it. Just be careful. But yeah, cut your pieces, and then make sure it's squared up. And when you cut this stuff, especially if you're using a circular saw, put ear protection in. It is loud. I couldn't believe how loud it was. I had to run and grab some ear protection real quick. But we're gonna cut. I try to not waste any PVC if I can help it, and if I have any extras, I leave them laying around the garage, because things like this. I don't know if you watch my other videos, but I do use PVC a lot for things. It's a fun little Lego piece that you can use in life. Had the kid get involved, come help me put it together. It's always good to get them interested in things like this, because this is kind of a dying art, making stuff yourself. We live in a consumerist society where everyone wants to buy everything pre-made, or anything is more convenient for some people. All right, now for the wood. If you take your rectangle piece to a lot of home improvement stores, they'll even cut out the wood for you sometimes. I don't know if they charge a little extra or not, but I've definitely seen them cutting plywood for people before. So we're gonna mark it out on here. I marked it out quite a bit bigger than the actual piece, and that'll make sense why I did that later. There's some U-shaped clamps that I use to mount the wood to the PVC, and they need a spot to mount on both sides. You can get the clamps that have just the hole on one side on the inside, but it leaves kind of a sharp edge hanging out, and I didn't want any sharp edges if I could avoid it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this out. Make sure you put something underneath your saw blade so you're not hitting the dirt. That'll dull it out real fast. This saw was a little underpowered for what I was doing. I didn't realize that the blade on it was so fine, but it is a finishing blade, so it did leave a nice finished edge on the edge of the wood here. All right, now we got that. I'm gonna put that aside and finish up trimming this piece of wood so it'll sit nicer. And now we're going to lay out our frame on top of the piece of wood. Now put the prettiest side of the wood up because that's the side you'll be seeing. And pre-assemble it, make sure it fits like you like it. Put it on there, make sure you got enough hang over on each side. And then you can use as many of these clips as you want. I didn't see any reason to use more than 4. I think a bag comes with 4 or 5, so I just went ahead and used that. Screw those in. Now pay attention and get screws that don't go all the way through your piece of wood, or if you do have screws that go all the way through, you can flip it over and you can grind those off with a grinder, especially if you're going to finish that, or you can cut them off with a pair of pliers. But yeah, we'll finish up screwing this on and we'll move on to the next piece. All right, on this part, you're probably gonna need a helper. So I brought in the best helper and had her hold that for me. Now what you're gonna do is slit, if you don't have the splash guards on here, you don't have to do this part, but I took a knife and slit the splash guard so that the metal ring would fit up through there, or the metal clamp. And for this, I used hose clamps. So they tend to be a bit stronger, and originally I thought, zip ties or something, but kind of just go as I go on this. I seen these laying in my garage and thought, hell, these will work great. So went ahead and used these. They're a pain in the butt to wind all the way in, so if you can get a drill on them, that always makes it a lot easier. But as you can see here, they're flat blade or whatever you call it, screws, so the drill doesn't tend to want to stay on them, but that's just the nature of the beast for these. Then what you can do is lay a level on there. I made it where it's a little bit unlevel on purpose. It's a little bit higher on the outer edge, so that way everything kind of tilts one way just a smidge. Not a ton, just a smidge, so that rainwater doesn't just sit on there. It lets the rainwater run off, and in this case, the rainwater will run towards the pool. I could shorten the PVC piece that I put down the standoff there, and it would drain off the other side. But yeah. But that's what it'll look like. Now you could get different corner pieces and put a leg each spot. I was just trying, all we're gonna do is set like plates of maybe chips or pretzels or whatever on this. So now what I'm gonna do is take it apart, remove it, now that we've proof of concepted a little bit. Can you see this? Yeah. So we'll paint all the white stuff black. I'll paint the top black, and we'll have a nice poolside table. When you're in the pool, there's nowhere to set a drink or anything. You have to get out of the pool. They may make something like this. I don't know. I like to make stuff. So I might round off these corners a little bit in case somebody walks into it. But it's actually really sturdy. I'm actually very impressed with it. It's a lot sturdier than I thought it would be. But I also originally had thought about using like zip ties or something inside here. And then I was looking around my garage
excuse me, just inhale the bug. Ugh. I was looking around in my garage and I found these like hose clamps, which will be a lot more sturdy. And I did drill, instead of gluing, I drilled those and just put a screw in them to keep them from coming apart. I didn't do anything on these over here. I'm not too worried about them. They're screwed to the wood, so. But yeah.
And that's how you enjoy a best way pool. Stay thirsty for Smash Engineering, my friends. Thanks for watching this episode. I hope that you can build something like this if you need it. And it could work for many different pools, just as long as you can get around the bar there to clamp it to it. But yeah, take some PVC home from the home improvement store and see what you can do. So I appreciate you watching. Throw a like, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment on there. Share the video if you know someone who could use it, or if there's a social media page that has stuff about pools or something like that. I'd really appreciate it. So thanks for watching, and have a great day. And that's how you enjoy your best way pool. Stay thirsty for Smash Engineering, my friends.